what I wanted to do is I wanted to create something that other organisations could then buy into, to save them going through the pain, because we all share it, and actually we share the benefits as well. So set up a platform with a vendor-neutral archive, and you probably guessed by now, but I did decide to go down the VNA route, otherwise I wouldn't have been here. But one that's at an enterprise level that I could afford, I could offer out to neighbouring trusts. So ones who really couldn't afford to do it, or uncertainty about the future and what was going on, different stages in their development cycle. And one of the arguments we had at the time was, why a VNA? So I thought I'd bring this up because people do ask me, what is a VNA? Every time I talk about a VNA at a trust board, I get blank stares. Doesn't matter how many times I say it and tell them. I can see the glazed over looks. I'm looking around here, and thankfully there aren't any glazed over looks. Otherwise you're probably in the wrong meeting and you've wandered near by accident. But I thought it's useful because it is a medical imaging technology when we talk about this, but it's not just a medical imaging technology. You can start to bring other things in. Ours is based on our document management system, and when I was doing this and looking at a VNA, I went to John and the guys and said, our document management, it's a document repository, it holds all data feeds and different data types of stores. I said, why can't that become a VNA? And the answer was, well, it could. And so I said, right, what is it that makes a VNA different? And we started at that point, which is actually, let's just reuse what we've got rather than going out. And one of the reasons why I did that is because I did actually go out and get some ballpark figures and nearly fainted when I saw the cost coming back. But I thought, no, let's do this in a way which is, reusing what we've got. It's building on investments we've already made, but also that bottom bit there, such that they can be accessed in a vendor-neutral manner by other systems. I was keeping an eye open on what else was going on around the organisation. I may have been concentrating on the PACS replacement, but I've got 100 other projects I need to concentrate on as well. And one of those was cardiology and the issues we're having with the Accelera system and Philips. And another one was in our ophthalmology system and some of their legacy systems. Orion, God, nightmare. And I mean, there must be something I can try and do to bring all these together without having to go out and re-procure every single time. So I thought, no, get something in place that can help me do all of this. So, reasons why. I've already talked about control, but that other one at the top, and I put that top because supplier lock-in is a big problem. And I say that now with conviction because of the fact that I've just gone through the pain of getting the data out of CSC and GE. And that's not a criticism of each of them, it's the contract that they were in. But the reality is it's taken months of wrangling, of transfer, of problems with the data flows to get that data out. Third parties to do it. There was no, here you are, here's a disk, take your data, it's yours, you own it. It was, you can have access to your data. That's part of the contract, but you're responsible for paying us to come and get it, and you work to our needs and our requirements to do so. And I would have done exactly the same if I was in their boat, because that's the contract that you're in. When we set this up as a national contract, we didn't think about how we were going to get out of it. We just thought how we're going to get into it and the benefits we'd get. We never thought about our exit plan. So we've had a big problem there. So prevent supplier lock-in was key to me. Now you might say, well, aren't you locked into your VNA supplier? No, you're not, because the standards you're putting in mean you can move from one to another, and that's the whole beauty of it. Minimise your storage estate. Well, rather than having to get more servers with my PACS supplier for a VNA, I'm reusing what I'm doing with my document management. Now, don't get me wrong, I did have to buy servers because you've got to hold this on things, but actually the storage, it means I can capitalise that and I can scale out. Improve interoperability. Oh, I can't even say it. Now and in the future. It's about making sure your systems talk to each other, getting that common standards, and I know you'll have heard this time and time again over the last few years about standards-based approach so that systems talk to each other. And it's true. In the NHS, we all have systems that are run in total isolation. And I had we ran a clinical summit last Friday. We do it every quarter where it's about 200 of our clinicians, get them off-site for the whole day with key members of the board, where we'll present on things like this in terms of what we're doing, new technologies. very quick. We don't do an hour, we do probably 5-10 minutes, so I've had to pull together quite a few slides here for you, and I will rattle through them in a second, where we get their feedback on what they want to do and what their issues are.